Good morning and welcome to Purpose-Driven Finances, where our focus is helping you use your finances to achieve the purpose and plan for your life. And now here's the host of Purpose-Driven Finances, Allan Malina with Serwus Capital Management.
Hey, good morning. This is Allan Malina, your host, Purpose-Driven Finances, president of Serwus Capital Management. What a glorious Saturday day. You know what I'm doing, folks, today? I'm listening to the show, having breakfast, and then I'm gonna chop some wood. I got a bunch of oak. They came from like a 150, 175-year-old tree that's been seasoning on the ground. You want to help? Give me a call, 434-316-0246. Not only can we can talk finances, but you can help me chop some wood. It'll be a glorious adventure. And that number will reach my cell phone. So if you're wondering. And but I'm sitting here with my buddy, my friend. How you doing, Anthony? Biscuit.
Thank you.
The guy.
Thank you. You're too kind. Thank you. I'm good, Allan.
It's
I hope
a great
you
day.
are as well.
Oh yeah. So what we're doing today is we're going through a kind of a strange series for our financial services firm, because a lot of firms, when Rich had me starting the thing, we talked about what the format of the show was, because he used to have a financial services firm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not firm, but a show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Rich, I do not want to talk about what is a stock, what is a bond, what's a mutual fund, what's annuity. If I get bored with that, ain't nobody listening.
That's probably true.
And we talked about, we debated about that a little bit, but I was like, nah, bro, it's going to be purpose-driven finances. So what we started last week was really talking about principles that still work today. Last week was, figure out how you're made to save, how you like to earn money, and just walk in it. Don't compare yourself. Don't analyze you versus the internet, Instagram, or your neighbor. Save and work the way you're designed. Today, it's a little different. Ancient wealth principles that still work today. Now, just as a teaser. Now, Anthony, I hope you don't mind this question.
That's fine.
Have you ever read the book of Proverbs? Or even heard of it?
I've heard of the book of Proverbs. Mm-hmm. I may have, read it in church services when I was like a kid, but like portions or whatever.
Yeah.
But I can't say that in my adult life that I've
gone there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope you don't mind the question.
No, that's fine.
I'm
totally fine.
And the reason being is I figured you were like most of our listeners. Mm-hmm. A lot of people haven't read that. Have you ever heard of the book of Ecclesiastes?
I sure have.
Okay, good. Solomon, and it's very interesting. Mm-hmm. But there was a guy in 1992, he won the Nobel Prize in economics for modern portfolio theory. I can't speak. Modern.
It's difficult.
Yeah, for me it is. You do an excellent job.
No. You give me way too much credit.
No, you do an excellent job. Modern portfolio theory, he won the Nobel Prize in economics, Dr. Markowitz. It's basically diversification and finding the optimal diversification. Ecclesiastes, it talks about diversification. So it was a little ahead of its time. You know. So that being said, let's talk about we on every show, we ask Google, hey, what are people talking about? The reason being is I don't have time to call my clients or call people or, and I'm not going to pay somebody. Google's there for me.
Correct.
And Google knows what people are asking. Mm-hmm. And so we got that. So you have the list, but if you want to ask something around those or different, just hit me with it.
Well, so I'll start here because this is the hot ticket in stocks right now, because it was last Friday that SpaceX became a publicly traded company stock, however that's supposed to be.
I don't even know what day it was, so you know more than I do.
I want it, and the only reason is because it's the same day that Elon Musk became the first ever trillionaire.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But for you right now, is SpaceX stock something that is worth buying? And then there's a second part of this question, which will then be a second part of my question.
Okay.
So the full question: is SpaceX stock a buy right now, or just post-IPO cool-down hype? So there's the first question, and then I'm going to go ahead and ask the second question.
Oh, wow.
What does post-IPO mean?
Post-IPO is after the IPO. IPO's initial public offering.
Okay.
That's the first day it was out there.
Okay.
Now, the issue I have with this IPO is the best word that comes to mind, it's a misnomer. The reason being is when a new company is started, every new company out there, they go through levels of funding. Like Bank of the James. You know who they are. You've met them.
They humble plug. They sponsor a show that I'm a co-host on called Best of the Birds.
Sorry, you were getting something ready for me, and I asked you a question.
No, you're good.
That.
You're good.
Sorry
I was looking as of right now, and this is when we're doing this.
Yeah,
SpaceX,
taping. Everybody knows I taped show early.
So as of Thursday afternoon, SpaceX is trading at about $172 to $175 per share.
What's the percentage down today? It should be in red.
I was just looking at the Google search. Hold on.
Hey, that's all right. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. The reason being is like Bank of the James, they went out and they did a funding for people to put money into it in order for the bank to start, and they got shares. Then they did, like I think they went through the newspaper, and you could actually buy shares at a lower price.
Yes.
Well, SpaceX has been doing this for years.
To answer your question, they are down 6.18% as of right now.
That'll leave a mark. So I appreciate that. So, we're taping the show at 2:17 right now, folks, on Thursday. We got about, hour and 45 minutes. We'll see what happens. I would love to be here in an hour and 45 minutes, but, maybe one day.
You're welcome to stay.
Maybe one day.
You're welcome to stay.
Exactly. So SpaceX, they've been doing these rounds of funding for years. And in order to get in those early rounds of funding, you either need to have big bucks. Now, what I mean by big bucks is not $2 million. I'm not talking about $5 million. I'm talking about 50, 100, 200 million, billions in order to get in the initial IP and the initial offering, the initial funding rounds. Then what happens is they do multiple rounds, and then those other rounds are usually done through either a hedge fund, a private equity, or a private placement, and you have to be an accredited investor. So they came out and said he is a trillionaire. You know what? Internally, they knew what it was going to be priced at.
Yes.
So he was a trillionaire beforehand.
Correct.
And so realistically, the news media, James River Media is media. But the thing I like about James River Media is you're not like CNBC and Fox Business because they're paid in order to get eyes. And the more eyes they have, the more revenue they can generate from people advertising.
Right.
And the way you do it is the next minute. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Come back after the break, and we'll see if this whole thing's collapsed.
Oh, my. And their goal is to get you driven with your hormones, your endorphins, your fears, whatever, all those hormones to get you to watch. And so, realistically, is SpaceX worth more than Amazon?
Probably not.
I would say probably not as well. The thing I love about SpaceX, though, is the hope. It gives people hope and excitement of going to the moon or to Mars. Because realistically, when was the last time you really, and when I say you, I'm not really talking about you, Anthony.
Yeah.
But when was the last time you really felt hopeful about something in the world? And I'm not talking about Jesus, and I'm not talking about marriage.
Yeah.
But listen to the news. When was the last time you were hopeful? It's all about ICE and this immigrant killing this person and, this presidential assassination, and Trump is the bad guy, and, Obama and Michelle and all these things out there. When was the last time you really were hopeful?
Yeah.
And so I think part of the issue is it brings a glimmer of hope that some dude can come from a foreign country, immigrate here, who's really smart and do his work and become a trillionaire.
Yeah.
That gives me hope because you know what? I'm not interested in being a trillionaire, but I sure wouldn't mind being a 10 millionaire.
Yeah.
Or a 20 millionaire or a 100 millionaire. You know what? I can go out there or some of the most guys don't cook. I mean, there's some guys who do.
Yeah.
But most guys don't cook sourdough bread.
Correct.
There's a few.
Correct.
They do a great job, but most of the videos I see and the people talking about is women.
Yeah.
So she makes this lady she loves making sourdough and all the different kinds and pancakes with it and all this stuff. And she's like, you know what? Everybody loves it. I have a dream and a hope of selling sourdough at the farmer's market. And she makes an additional $1,000 a month. Mm-hmm. That helps her. That gives her hope. If Elon Musk can do a rocket that actually will land, you know what? I can bake 50 loaves of sourdough today or tomorrow or this weekend.
Yeah.
So it gives people hope. So, folks, we've gone on and on. So what's your next question?
We have a new Federal Reserve chair, Kevin Warsh.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think he will do with interest rates throughout the year? Are we going to cut rates, or do you maybe see them being hiked up by the end of 2026?
They're not going to be hiked up by the end of 2026. Oil is down tremendously. It's going to continue going down. It's estimated that in March of next year, inflation is going to drop by more than 1%. Just looking at the data. Mm-hmm. And you say, Allan, March, that's a long time away. It is, bro, sister. But just looking at the data, it's going to drop significantly. Mm-hmm. So here's what I predict. Interest rates are going to drop significantly next year that the federal funds rate is. I wouldn't doubt if we're in the middle to low twos.
That would be pretty big.
It would be.
I mean, given right now it's, 3.5, 3.75?
Yeah, exactly. And so I would not doubt if it'll be below 2.5, 2.25, or would not be surprised.
What would that do for the economy?
It would be like putting nitrous oxide into a Volkswagen Bug.
That's quite the visual. Could you imagine?
And that's fast.
Quite fast.
You know, the front tires lift off the ground.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is people are going to be able to refinance. They're going to buy new homes. They're going to build new homes.
Because that would drop mortgage rates because they're sitting right now mid to low, high 6, give or take somewhere in there.
Yeah.
A full point down on an interest rate, I mean, that for a mortgage rate, knock it 4 to 5, give or take?
That's what I expect because it's you don't really use the federal funds rate. You use basically the 10-year Treasury. Mm-hmm. And don't tell anybody. I got a little secret for you, Anthony.
I'll tell no one at all.
I appreciate that. We are starting to buy long-term government bonds. They're making bank, and I expect long-term government bonds, 20, 30 year, to go up significantly because interest rates are going to drop. I don't expect you to know this, but
that's probably a good place to start.
Not because it's just you're not in finance.
Correct. That's why I'd say it's a good place to start.
Who is smarter, bond investors or stock investors?
I would
I'm sorry, not investors. Bond or stock analyst.
I would assume it would probably be bonds because stocks are so volatile that it's kind of like guessing the weather in a way where it's, you think it's going to do something one day and it's like, no, we're actually going to do the exact opposite.
Right. Well, I could show you where bonds are not safe.
Yeah.
I could show you that. They're just as volatile.
Yeah.
But bond analysts, I think, are smarter simply because they have to not only analyze the company, they have to analyze debt structure, and they have to analyze where interest rates are. And generally, it's on old Wall Street.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying not to be old Wall Street. I'm trying to be new Wall Street. It's bond investors, not investors, analysts are known to be better at forecasting where we're going than stock. It's very interesting. So, folks, you know what? It's 15 minutes. You know what I think I'm going to do, Anthony, if you don't mind?
I don't mind at all.
We're going to skip the mid thing.
Okay.
Because I enjoy chatting.
You just want to keep
just
chatting?
keep talking.
All right.
Kill me. We'll just have to give him a refund.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
So, folks, we're going to go into segment 2 and just, because I enjoy talking to Anthony. It's a glorious thing. So, and Anthony, I didn't do? I didn't tell people what to do about SpaceX. I just gave a whole lot
should
of
people
info.
buy a SpaceX?
I would wait.
How long would you wait?
I would probably wait over the next. There's a lot of lockup periods that are going away, which means a lot of it's going to flood the market.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm expecting probably July to be tough for the stock market. And so I think you can get a better price down the road. So that's it. So let's go to section 2. And we're really diving into ancient principles that still work today. Let's go. So here is the positioning. Servus capital management. That's Latin for servant. I'm a fiduciary firm.
Yes.
Now, what's interesting is AI has positioned me. If you don't mind reading it, what is you? I got you to go through Gemini.
Yes. So I used Google Gemini, and the question that you asked me to ask it was to tell me about Servus Capital Management, and I'm just going to read the first paragraph.
Yeah.
Servus Capital Management LLC is an independent, fee-only registered investment advisor based in Lynchburg, Virginia. It was established in 2009 by the president, Allan. Do you want your middle initial out there?
I don't. No. Have you Googled your name?
No.
Google
Actually, I have Googled my name.
Google your name and do your phone number.
Okay.
You'll know that nothing is private.
Yeah, I'd be terrified. The firm focuses on holistic financial planning, portfolio management, and wealth stewardship, primarily serving individuals, small businesses, and families in Central Virginia. And then, because I know this is what you want me to bring up, in one of the sub-paragraphs, the title is Purpose First and Faith Informed.
Right. And so it is basically saying, because ChatGPT used to say I was a Christian financial services firm.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing that I try to communicate is I push against being a Christian financial services company. And the reason being is from a theological standpoint, there's only one type of person that can be, not one type of person, one type of entity that can be a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a Christian dog, although a lot of people think their dogs are Christian. They're sweet and dog, A company cannot be Christian. Because a company is just a business.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have a heart. It doesn't have a soul. It
The
takes
people inside of it can be Christian.
right, exactly.
But the company itself cannot.
Right. And some people will contemplate, Alan, I don't agree with you. That's okay. I don't mind talking theology. Call me at 434-316-0246. I'd be more than happy to do that. I'll make you a cup of coffee and we can talk theology.
And then chop wood.
Exactly. But the reason being is that my goal is you shouldn't use me or anybody because they say they're Christian.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to know of the way they live, the way they act, that they have principles that are not the norm. Yeah. And so that's really why I push against it. And so the reason we're going down this vein is not because I am a Christian financial services firm talking about Proverbs or Ecclesiastes, but because some people think that Christians think they're high and mighty and they're better than everybody else, or there's certain groups of people who, that they have a better way of life. But really what I want to express is there's principles that even if you don't believe in the God of the Bible, that there's principles in the Bible that if you live your life by it, you will be a success.
Yes.
And so I thought it'd be a little different. And so, you don't have to.
Well,
any comments?
I do think it's interesting because you go through and you're pointing out that you are a Christian.
I am.
You don't want people to solely use someone because they're Christian
right.
or because they claim to be. But yet today we're doing Bible verses and
right.
stuff from the Bible. So why that distinction for you?
The reason being is it's worked for 3,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
And just because someone came up with it in AI last week doesn't mean it's a tried and true principle.
Yeah.
And because some of the things that we're going to go through, Anthony, you're going to say, bro, that's really simple.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It works.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And a lot of times people want something new. They want something shiny and technologically driven, but if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right.
So if you don't mind, let's jump in. The first section, diligence and a little by little compounding. I didn't read it. I don't know if we want to read the entire verse. I don't have to, but in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 11, it's basically gather little by little, and then in Proverbs 10:14 it says diligent hands bring wealth. What that really means is, do you know the statistics of people when they get a large sum of money, how often they become poor afterwards?
I'm going to be really mean. It's got to be over 75%.
That's in the second year.
Yeah.
By the fifth year, it's like over 90%.
Yeah.
And so what ends up happening is if people get a big lump sum, they normally blow it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem with
in the back of your mind, it's, well, I've got the money.
Exactly. Yeah. And so in Proverbs, it says you gather little by little. And so what that really means is wealth is not created by, and now, if I got $100 million, that'd be a glorious day.
Yeah.
Hopefully I would be wise and not be where I am today without it.
Right.
But historically, what it said, if you look at the actuarial and the research, people generally within 5 years of getting a very large sum, whether it's through a settlement from an auto injury, whether it's the lottery, whether it's a huge inheritance, they run out of money.
Now, and does some of that come into people maybe just choosing to think that they can kind of manage that by themselves and not having someone who is kind of like that stopgap of like, hey, you've taken $14,000 in the last 2 weeks. Maybe we should pump the brakes a little bit.
Well, the problem as a financial advisor, you do that. Unless you're explicitly hired to do that, you lose them as a client.
Yeah.
I've lost clients who I told them the truth and they didn't like it. So they either didn't hire me or they left me.
Yeah.
And so there's an issue there.
Yeah.
And then the second part of it is diligent hands bring wealth. I know I'm getting into a little sore subject here. And last week I mentioned that my family at one time was on food stamps. It was probably before your time. Did you ever get or at someone's house, or that may be too personal, but did you ever have the big block of U.S. government cheese, the big 5-pound block?
I can say for me, I have not.
Okay.
But I can't say that I haven't been in a home where it was.
It was so good. I wish I could get that cheese right now. It was so. It's not because I was poor.
Yeah.
It just was the best tasting cheese I've ever had. It was awesome. But it was when I was growing up. My grandfather got murdered, and they didn't have the great financial plan, so crap hit the fan.
Yeah.
But realistically, diligent hands bring wealth. And so if you are a person that is diligent, then you will grow wealth. And it may not be it's not in the best interest of you or your family to get hundreds of millions of dollars immediately, but you learn to deal with it and grow with it. Anything before the next one?
It is interesting to me. You see these people who kind of chase the get rich quick schemes and stuff like that. And why do you think it's the path of the diligent hands and the stuff that's not as sexy that ends up working out in the end?
The reason being is all of us. I don't agree with the modern philosophy that everybody's good. I don't know if you've ever done any babysitting, and
kind of, in a way.
And some kids are just freaking mean.
Correct.
Like, why are you hitting that person with that toy?
I've very openly said on several different shows that like middle schoolers are the worst people on the planet.
They can be, and so in that situation, I don't believe that people are inherently good. And so in that situation, if you're not inherently good, you want to take the easiest path, the less work path, the thing that causes you the easiest way of life, And a lot of times that's not the best way. I had a friend who was shot in Lincoln Terrace in Roanoke. He was a drug dealer. If drug dealers actually took their skills and applied them to real life, not real life, but legal life, they would be some of the most successful people out there.
Oh, they'd be great chemists.
Well, not only great chemists, but that's the people who mix it. I'm not about the people who sell it.
Oh, that's true. Yes. You're
I'm not
right.
about the people who sell it and develop a territory. And they would be some of the most successful people.
Yeah.
And I think some of the reason why people don't like earning wealth bit by bit or diligently by their hands is because it's hard.
It takes work.
And, I mean, you went to college.
I did.
Lynchburg College, am I correct? Or Lynchburg University? What's it called?
It was, so my first year, it was Lynchburg College. Every year after that was University of Lynchburg.
And I apologize, University of Lynchburg. I'm not very good at those things.
It's fine. They're good.
But you put in the hard work. If you didn't have that degree, would you be here today?
Probably not.
Right.
I would potentially, just because radio and media is a bit
nuanced,
interesting and nuanced, but you can learn a lot of that stuff on the internet.
Well, you can learn mechanical engineering.
That's true.
But people don't.
The degree helps.
But the people don't.
Yes.
So let's go to the next one. Anatomy of freedom. What I mean by this is unbiased counsel in the debt trap. Check this out. Plans fail for lack of control. No, not lack of control. See, I can't read, Anthony.
That's okay. Reading's hard.
Plans fail for lack of counsel. Proverbs 15:22. And then Proverbs 22:7, the borrower is servant to the lender. You know, Anthony, there's been some really, 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 can I use really again? Intelligent people who have gone bankrupt or made catastrophic financial decisions. There's a guy, I'm going to name him. Is that dangerous on the internet? I mean, on the radio?
Depends who it is, I guess.
It's on the other side of this little development here. What do we call this?
Windhurst?
Windhurst. And then there's a building over there. It's like an octagon. Who's the guy who built that?
Good question.
Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, Thomas Jefferson. Yeah. I was just making sure you knew.
Yeah, thank you. If I'm correct, he died with a lot of debt.
I think you're right.
And even really smart people make bad decisions. And it's just part of life. But the thing is, looking at Proverbs, it says the borrower is servant to the lender. And it's true.
Yeah.
If I have a car that I am in debt to that bank, and I have to pay them. And if I don't pay them, then there's trouble.
Yep.
They'll take my car, take my house, and it's just not a good thing. So smart people do make bad decisions. I'm trying to quickly go through this.
I'm going to let you do your thing.
Yeah, let's go to section 4. Regimes and seasons. In Ecclesiastes chapter 11, it says, divide your portion to 7 or 8. You do not know what misfortune may occur. To everything there's a season. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. This is where Dr. Markowitz won the Nobel Prize for Economics in 1992. Diversification. And so it's not talking about, hey, I'm going to go out and buy one plant in my garden. It's saying, hey, I'm going to go out and in my garden, I'm going to plant tomatoes and squash and watermelon and onions and all sorts of things. You know, if you eat Hostess Debbie cakes all the time, what's going to happen? Nothing good. It might be enjoyable, but it's nothing good.
Not sustainable.
Exactly. And so that goes back to Solomon. And so, folks, there's so many other things that we could talk about. The biggest thing is that's remarkable about all of these ancient writings, Anthony, is that they aren't actually financial books. The books are about wisdom. Money's just a scorecard. When you repeat wise, disciplined, and sober decisions over decades, the natural byproduct is financial stability, strong families, and a true peace of mind. So, folks, give me a call, 434-316-0246. Check out the book of Proverbs this weekend and see if it can help you achieve your purpose and plan for life.
Returns for illustrative purpose. This is not a suggestion to buy, sell, or use a platform. Only will a suggestion occur after a meeting to determine goals, risk tolerance, and time horizons. Investments involve risks and no guarantee of future results.